Welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I apologize to all the subscriber out there that I have not been active since last 6-7 months. The reason being I had a very major shoulder surgery, and post that I was on a bed rest. Plus, being a working professional, I was a bit busy with the current assignment I am into. And of course, there is one more surgery left. But as said earlier, my whole intention on this platform is to create the quality videos rather than putting the videos for the namesake. And I promise I would try to upload as many as videos I can during this year. And before starting into the next regulations or the practical insight I want to cover in my subsequent videos, I received many messages from students or the compliance professionals or the subscriber that my episode number 2, that is SEBI LODR 2015, was really helpful for them. In fact, there were many students who cleared their CS, and before getting into an interview for a listed entity, they watched that video and it helped them to crack the interview. And since then they were like कि यार बहुत सारे amendments आ गए Jatin, and now this is not relevant what I have seen in your video. I want an updated video. So this episode would really cover all the amendments that SEBI has undertaken in last 6-7 months. And if you are the first viewer or the new subscriber and want to really know how actually a listed entity, whether it's a main board listed or a SME board listed, works during the year, I would really recommend you to watch that episode first before watching this amendment video. Stay tuned and subscribe the channel. So, if you remember that in my episode number 2, first started with the applicability of SEBI LODR 2015. So, recently, SEBI, via its circular March 28, 2025, has inserted altogether a new chapter for the company who has its listed non convertible debt securities. And in fact, the threshold has also been revised from 500 crores to 1000 crores. So this is one of the amendment you need to make sure. And apart from it, there was also certain amendment with respect to the applicability of this regulation that I have covered in that episode itself. So make sure you know what is the applicability of this regulation as a whole as on date. Now let's dive into the quarterly compliances that I covered in those episodes. So if you remember, this was the slide that I presented in the episode number 2. The first and the second point would be interchange, right? The reason being because earlier the listed entity used to freeze the PAN of their DP or send their mails to SDD software on the last day of the quarter or one day before. But various company has received an email from NHDL and CDSL that you need to mandatorily freeze the PAN of your DP and send mails to SDD software 2 days before the closure of the quarter, right? So I feel now the first compliances would be to regards to freeze the PAN of DP, and second would be to intimate the stock exchange about the closure of trading window. Now the third point which talks about the default on the payment on loan and the unlisted debt securities. So now this compliance has been subsumed in the integrated financial reporting as Annexure C. Now, so you don't have to comply this compliances separately. Now it has been integrated into the integrated financial reporting. So make sure you fill the data as on quarterly, right? The fourth point with respect to the regulation 745 DP remains the same. Fifth point with respect to the investor grievance and the corporate governance has been done away with, and these both are subsumed in the integrated governance report as Annexure A and Annexure B. And integrated governance report as a whole needs to be submitted within 30 days from the end of quarter in the XBRL format, in line with the recent circular of BSE and NSE. सो दिस आर द अमेंडमेंट यू नीड टू मेक श्योर कि अभी ये हुआ है. सो आपको सीजी एंड आईजी आपको अलग से अभी भरने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपको इंटीग्रेटेड गवर्नेंस में ही भरना है, राइट? Now the next point which talks about the shareholding pattern remains the same. Now the eighth point, SGD compliance certificate. So now first understand it is divided into two parts. One, that if you are SGD compliant, and what is this SGD compliance I'll cover in my subsequent video when I talk about the SEBI PIT regulation as a whole. But now understand, if you are SGD compliant and आपको regulation 24A applicable होता है, देन आपको ईयरली में ही खाली आपको ये कंप्लायंस करना है, दैट टू विद इन 60 days फ्रॉम द end of the year. And if you're not SGD compliant, then only you have to do this quarterly compliance within 21 days from the end of the quarter. So now SGD compliance certificate has been divided into two parts. One is within 21 days from the end of the quarter if not complied, and within 60 days from the end of the financial year in the PDF form. So this is one of the amendment has been bought by SEBI. Next, other compliances what you see on this slide remains unchanged. And if you remember that prior intimation of the board meeting was reduced from 5 days to 2 days, and I have already covered in my previous video, so make a note of it. The next slide what I shown in the quarterly compliance was regarding this. So now in this, the first amendment that has come with is respect to the outcome of board meeting. So पहले समझते हैं ये हो कैसे रहा है. So once, so SEBI has come with a consultation paper and of course the amendment which says कि अगर आपका board meeting conclude होता है वो टाइम से लेके अगर आपका जो ट्रेडिंग आवर्स होता है 9 बजे सुबह का और 9:15 जो है उसके बीच में अगर 3 घंटे से ज़्यादा का टाइम है, then you get to upload the outcome of board within 3 hours. एंड अगर समझ लो आपका बोर्ड मीटिंग सुबह 8 बजे खत्म हो रहा है एंड आपका ट्रेडिंग स्टार्ट हो रहा है कंपनी का 9:15 से, स्टॉक मार्केट स्टार्ट हो रहा है 9:15 से, सो इट इज लेस देन 3 hours, राइट? देन ओनली यू विल अपलोड इट विद इन 30 minutes एज पर Schedule 3, राइट? एंड अगर समझ लो यही अगर सुबह 4 बजे आपका बोर्ड मीटिंग कंप्लीट हो रहा है, सो 4 से 9:15 तक 3 घंटा ज़्यादा ही है, then 4 से लेके you get 3 hours to comply. So this is one of the amendment you need to make sure. Next is with respect to the financial result. If you remember, I previously discussed कि आपको ये XBRL में now it has been subsumed in the integrated financial reporting. So आपको ये अलग से XBRL नहीं करना है. Integrated financial reporting का जो XBRL है उसके अंदर आपको financials ये डालने हैं. थर्ड, जो आपका मीडिया रिलीज है दैट रिमेन्स अनचेंज. इन्वेस्टर मीट आउटकम में देर इज अ लिटिल स्मॉल अमेंडमेंट विच सेज कि जो पहले का जो टाइमलाइन था दैट वाज विद इन 24 hours और द ओपनिंग ऑफ द नेक्स्ट ट्रेडिंग डे विच एवर इज अर्लियर, that is only applicable for the audio, and if it's a video recording then it's 48 hours. सो ये एक चेंज किया है इन्वेस्टर मीट में. प्लस अगर आप Schedule 3 को खोल के पढ़ोगे ना तो उसमें बहुत एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ कही है, वो है ये 2 दिन का जो मैंडेटरीली इंटीमेशन देना पड़ता है आप वो भी पास कर सकते हो अगर वो बहुत अर्जेंट बेसिस पे आपका इन्वेस्टर मीट हेल्ड हुआ है, एंड 1-to-1 इन्वेस्टर मीट आपका सब्सिक्वेंट नहीं होना चाहिए. तो वो सब पार्ट ना Schedule 3 में बहुत अच्छे, एंड आई वुड रियली रिकमेंड यू टू ओपन द Schedule 3 ऑफ LODR एंड रीड अबाउट इट. The next with respect to the newspaper advertisement, so just 2 days का वो 48 hours हो गया, and there was recent amendment which says कि आपको काफ़ी कुछ जो ratios आपको पहले disclose करने थे वो आपको अभी नहीं करने, आपको खाली QR कोड देना है जिसके अंदर आपके फाइनेंशियल का लिंक हो वेबसाइट पे. एंड इफ़ यू रिमेंबर लिंक्डइन पे काफ़ी स्विगी का वो न्यूज़पेपर एडवर्टीजमेंट काफ़ी हाइप हो गया था. दैट वाज ऑल अबाउट दैट न्यूज़पेपर एडवर्टीजमेंट. सो दिस इज समथिंग यू नीड टू मेक श्योर. Now, when you go to the next intimation of the opening or trading window, it remains unchanged. Then next is the statement of deviation. Now it has also been done away with, and ये आपको खाली integrated financial reporting annexure B में आपको देना है. So if you see the quarterly compliances का जो एक चेंज हुआ है दैट इज मोर ऑफ इनटू इंटीग्रेटेड गवर्नेंस रिपोर्टिंग एंड वन इज इंटीग्रेटेड फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग. ये आपको 30 days के अंदर करना पड़ता है, ये आपको 45 days फ्रॉम द एंड ऑफ क्वार्टर करना पड़ता है. कोई कोई एनेक्शर आपके क्वार्टरली में एप्लीकेबल हो, हाफ ईयरली में हो रहे, कोई एनेक्शर आपके ईयरली में हो रहे. सो नाउ लेट्स डाइव into the half yearly compliances. Now if you remember that in the half yearly compliances I showed this slide that RPT transaction आपको करना पड़ता है on the day of the publication of financial results in XBRL, and while publishing the financial make sure the cash flow statement and the statement of asset and liabilities attached. और SME companies में ये applicable नहीं था. Now it has been amendment which says कि now RPT forms part of integrated financial reporting as annexure B on half yearly basis. So आपको ये annexure भी आपको फाइल करना है, and while complying with this above regulations don't forget to fill in the annexures of integrated governance report that is Annexure F, which says the disclosure of loans, guarantee, comfort letter, security, and Annexure G, which talks about affirmation on the compliance of the AGM, right? So this is something you need to make sure. Now, once the half yearly, quarterly compliances are done, so if you remember, मैंने बोला था December quarter is same as your June quarter because Q3 and Q are almost same. Now when you move to the March quarter, when the year there is an end, so उसमें क्या changes हुए? So now, if you remember, I have shown this slide to you. We talked about this compliances that a listed entity needs to take apart from the quarterly and half yearly, because yearly includes your quarter and half yearly, right? So ये सब आपके compliances है. अब इसमें से जो fifth point है, that was regarding the regulation 7(3) and related RTA related, that has done away with. And उसमें regulation जो है 49, that is certificate for transfer, transmission, transposition, ये भी आपका डन अवे हो चुका है, अभी जरूरत नहीं है. द लास्ट कंप्लायंस इज, इफ यू रिमेंबर, आई टॉक्ट अबाउट द एचडीडी कंप्लायंस सर्टिफिकेट. जस्ट फॉर द इजी रेफरेंस आई हैव अगेन शोन यू कि इधर आपको एचडीडी कंप्लायंस सर्टिफिकेट करना है अगर आप एचडीडी कंप्लाइड हो. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट, एज सेड अर्लियर, मैंने बोला था इंटीग्रेटेड गवर्नेंस रिपोर्ट और इंटीग्रेटेड फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग में है जो आपको ईयरली बेसिस और हाफ ईयरली पे करना है. सो ईयरली बेसिस पे आपको कौन से एनेक्शंस करने रहते हैं इंटीग्रेटेड गवर्नेंस में? वो आपका है Annexure H, which talks about website compliance affirmation, and Annexure I, which talks about corporate governance compliance affirmation. And with respect to integrated financial reporting, it's Annexure D, that is related party transaction because it's half yearly, and Annexure E, that is statement of impact of audit qualification. And the people who don't know what is this statement of impact of audit qualification, this is nothing. If your auditor has given your audit report with a modified opinion, then only it's applicable, right? So this were the quarterly, half yearly, yearly compliances. And if you remember, I have also shown you some event based compliances. So if you remember, I shown you this slide, and in this, the first, that is regulation 39(3) of LODR, has also been done away with. So this is something you don't need to comply now. So this were the amendment that has come in the SEBI LODR with respect to the quarterly, half yearly, yearly compliances. Instead of it, ऐसे अंडरस्टैंडिंग है जो LODR में है, एंड वो आप तभी समझ पाओगे जब आप काम करना स्टार्ट करोगे. My video would only help you to know how actually compliances are done, और अगर आपको इंटरव्यू में पूछा जाता है कि ये compliance का वो काम आएगा. बट apart from this video, you also start reading LODR, and आपको कुछ भी डाउट आता है, I'm here, you can contact me, I'll help you to know the understanding of SEBI LODR. And ये सब करने के बाद भी अगर कंफ्यूज हो रहा है, यार यार मेरे को एक कंप्लायंस कैलेंडर चाहिए, सो डिस्क्रिप्शन में एक लिंक दिया हुआ है, यू कैन डाउनलोड द कंप्लायंस कैलेंडर फ्रॉम देयर. आपको रेडिली अवेलेबल है जो क्वार्टरली, हाफ ईयरली, ईयरली में. सो स्टे ट्यून्ड.